Okay, real quick, before we get started. Excuse me, you!
Hello?
Yes, you, young child.
I am older than you can comprehend, mortal.
Okay, for the sake of this, let's pretend you're 6 years old.
Okay.
Do you want merchandise of your favorite YouTuber?
Sure.
Do you have disposable income?
I can pay you in seed, small shiny things, or my papa's wallet.
That'll work. Why don't you head over now to Baronj's merch store where you can get your own tiny Baronj on a pillow. That's real. This is a real thing. This is a real product that they let me make. I have one. He's very nice. He's very comfy and squishy. I was very impressed with the quality of these things. And it's on sale! As I'm continuing on this anime movie kick, I find myself at the crossroads of whether or not I should stop. What can I say about any of this that hasn't been said by people a million times before who are paid more attention to than I am? And then I remember, wait, I'm goated. Satoshi Kon, rest his soul, gets a rep for being something of a psychological bastard mastermind when it comes to subverting your expectations and creating an atmosphere of unease and mistrust of the visual. I'm delighted to tell you that Millennium Actress is a subversion of that subversion. Millennium Actress feels like a companion piece to another of his films I've talked about recently, Perfect Blue. Whereas Perfect Blue's obsession and fanaticism lives in the dark recesses of those who would kill to embody the perfection of their chosen target, Millennium Actress has that representation from the opposite end, fanaticism and nostalgia as a storytelling mechanism. In the first real scene we see as our filmmaking hopefuls begin the interview with our leading lady, suddenly they are present in that flashback. That trademark Satoshi Kon, oh, it's a story within a story moment is broken by the retelling of our actress's young love, taken away in a moment by the authorities. Just kidding, that was a movie. In actuality, I was going to Manchuria to find the guy that was in the movie that I said was fake. And actually, that was also a movie. I was taking on a curse after finding out my lord was dead, who is basically the guy that I was talking about before in that flashback that wasn't my past but was actually a movie. And that was also a movie. Last night was a movie, the whole thing's a movie, everything's a movie. We're taken in and out of this narrative so much in the first half an hour or so that it immediately goes from being unreliable narrator to unreliable setting, which I found fascinating. There was no mystery about it, no overarching plot of intrigue. It was merely an interview set in multiple different movies, playing in our actresses and possibly interviewer's head, depending on how you view it. Perhaps it's some sort of shared delusion from the angle of the observer. Even our cameraman seems to interact and understand the environment as he captures the action. Yet, intermittently, we cut back to the room in reality, sometimes suffering from an earthquake, sometimes literally suffering from an ailment. It becomes prevalent that time is not only a message of the narrative, it is of the essence. A journey is undertaken, and without leaving too much for you to get spoiled to, I'll tell you, nothing is perfect in terms of narrative here. Where this film excels, like most of the work in the same vein, is its characterization. It's people. From the actress so eager to reunite and find this lost love, so much so that she'll cross countries and wait decades, to the interviewer who shows his eagerness to defend and dedicate himself to the actress in question, every person involved in this narrative has a clear personality, except maybe for our mystery man. The animators for these films always surprise me with how much emotion they manage to elucidate from a series of drawings played in sequence. So much so that it feels much like a real actor performing to a camera. Speaking of cameras, one of my favorite things about Millennium Actress is in its transitions, these jump cuts. 1 second you're in a wartime drama in the 1940s, and then suddenly you're bordering on the Meiji era in another quick moment. It's these cuts that really define how the storytelling is really set apart in this film. I've mentioned nostalgia as the theme, and I find that quite apt almost as a synopsis for the film. It is a film about nostalgia. Our interviewer clearly has some invested history in the actress's work, as evident from him editing the footage of her sci-fi flick at the beginning of the movie. It's also present in the way that our actress continues along her career path, even as she finds herself settling down, finding a life for herself, that the moment she is reminded of this man she met so long ago, she rushes back to find him. Hopeless devotion to a man she doesn't really know. Her fellow actress's jealousy leading to an eventual confrontation. Their director's own selfish ambitions. Even the offhand comments that the cameraman makes about needing more money. Self-interest also comes back multiple times as a strong thematic element. Now, I'm not just going to glaze this thing up the entire time. Where I feel this film doesn't exactly excel is in its sound and music, which is, what I would complain about, of course. It's also a stark departure from what I usually say about some of Kon's works, and don't get me wrong, the score is great. great, it does what it's supposed to, but it doesn't strike out at me with anything that has staying power. Perhaps we can blame this on the genre-shifting nature of the movie as a storytelling mechanism that Kon uses here. It never sticks in one place long enough to define itself with its own music in question. I find myself starting to circle the drain here as my lexicon dries up. I don't think I have much more to say about Millennium Actress other than it tries and succeeds to show a series of great vignettes of personal history into a character's life, telling their story to its inevitable end, and cherishing those memories along the way, aided by nothing more than the camera used to film her. It's a powerful piece, a strong memory, and that memory is key. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video is brought to you by the Baronj body pillow. It is real. Go grab it. I cannot believe it is real. It is great. It is the best YouTuber merch you could possibly buy. Go grab it, please. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.